What's up, guys? Welcome to Player 2 Gaming and another Warzone strategy guide. All right, guys, I'm going to try to give you guys 40 tips and tricks in Warzone in less than 3 minutes. Let's go. Tip number 1, when parachuting for max distance, parachute sideways. Tip number 2, if you don't know if what you're looking at is an enemy, try pinging it. If it's an enemy, it's gonna live mark it. Tip number 3, parachuting gives away your location. Don't parachute unless you have to. If you wanna know if you can survive a fall, ping it, and if it's less than 13 meters, you can survive it. Tip number 4, to get your loadout the safest, throw it inside in a 1-story building and then activate it through the roof. Tip number 5, stay out of vehicles. Unless you have to, throw a trophy system in it. This will protect you for up to 3 launchers or throwables. Tip number 6, go into your options and change your map to square. You can see more this way. Tip number 7, contextual tap in options. Don't waste your time picking up items by holding X, just tap it. Tip number 8, in your options menu under sliding, make sure it's tap, not hold. Tip number 9, to get around the map quicker while sliding, cancel your slide halfway through. Tip number 10, if you're trying to take out some campers, smash one window and then wrap around and enter another direction. This will throw your campers off. Tip number 11, if you are camping and you're being infiltrated, smash a window on the top floor. They might think that you jumped out the window. Tip number 12, spend some time familiarizing yourselves with some advantage points and some shortcuts. You can do this in Plunder so the circle doesn't close in on you. There's also some awesome videos by Iceman Isaac that you should probably check out. Tip number 13, sniping. Iceman Isaac has an awesome video on this. I'm not even gonna waste time getting into it. Watch it. Tip number 14, if you are camping, make sure someone on your team has restock with proxies and claymores. Tip number 5, if you do activate an enemy proxy, lay down on the ground to avoid the damage. Tip number 16, a deployable cover will protect you once from an incoming vehicle. Tip number 17, before restocking with an ammo or munitions crate, drop all excess ammo and plates. Tip number 18, throw your enemies off by spray painting enemy operators on the walls. Tip number 19, always attack where your enemy doesn't expect it. If you're sniping, don't continue to peek the same corner. Tip number 20, communicate everything with your teammates. Over communication is key. Tip number 21, if you're trying to level up a weapon, make sure that weapon is out when you're completing contracts. It'll level it up. Tip number 22, make sure you're prepared for a close range and a long range fight. Tip number 23, only one person on your team needs a heartbeat sensor. Utilize some of the other tacticals like smoke grenades. Tip number 24, always aim for the head. Tip number 25, use smoke grenades as cover when picking teammates up, using buy stations, or getting your loadouts. Tip number 26, booby trap most wanted contracts when entering the final circles. These are always in high demand near the end of the game. Tip number 27, Cali sticks paired with dead silence and tracker is broken. Tip 28, using a helo to complete recon missions is a quick and efficient way to get rich and possibly win the game with positioning. Tip 29, did you know you can mantle backwards? Tip 30, activating 3 recons quickly gives you a Blackbird recon. Tip 31, don't cheat at the game, get good. Tip 32, the longer you go without a fight, the more likely your reflexes aren't going to be ready when you encounter one. Don't be scared to fight. Tip 33, if you shoot a Joker from a helo, your helicopter basically becomes a bomber. The javelin just goes like straight down. Tip 34, you can actually lock on to recon drones with launchers. Tip 35, use your ping to gauge the distance before firing your weapon. Tip 36, place claymores or proxies by buy stations. You not only might get a kill, but you gain knowledge of an approaching team. Tip 37, peek doors by ADSing and pressing the open door button. Tip 38, if you get down and you have a self-revive, start activating it. That way, when your teammate comes to pick you up, it's like, you're up. Tip 39, if you have a down teammate on top of a roof that's too high for them to survive the fall, try to get a clutch save by catching them with your revive button just before they hit the ground. Tip 40, spray paint the outside of a window. You can see out of it, your enemies cannot see inside. And a bonus one, tip 41. This one's for the cheaters. Uninstall the game.